YouTube pipe smokers, how's it going? OTC Piper coming at you with yet another VR, trying to knock some of these out. This one I just saw today for OTC Piper. Congratulations on those 100 subs, very cool. And I just want to say thank you for watching my videos and commenting from time to time. Appreciate that. And again, congratulations on those subs. You really earned them. You put out some really good content. So let's get into this. First question was, or not really a question, but talk about your favorite book or a publication that inspired us in some way. For me, it's a novel that I read back in high school, and the book was called A Prayer for Owen Meany, and I can't remember the name of the author. I probably should have looked it up. I want to say is it Jack London? I'll put the name right here. Anyways, so it's a story about a guy, the narrator, and it's a story about him and his best friend. And his best friend is essentially a little person. And growing up, you know, he was kind of the outcast and things like that. And at the beginning of the book, when they first meet, it's kind of one of those tales where he doesn't really want anything to do with him, kind of a thing. And then as the story goes on, Owen, he starts doing all these really, you know, great things that people would just assume that he couldn't do because of who he was. And no matter what, all the times that, you know, the narrator lets him down, he always stays true, and he's a true friend. And just through it all, and the narrator really, you know, towards the end of the book, you know, once they reach a certain point where there's a genuine, you know, just brotherly love type friendship between the two, to the point where, you know, at the end of the book, you know, he realizes that his life was always better because of Owen, because that part of it of his life, that friendship in his life, made him a better person. And through thick and thin, no matter what, he always stood by him. And one thing, and it kind of always taught me that, you know, you can't judge a book by the cover thing. It just kind of taught me that, you know, just because, you know, somebody might not be what you would normally want, you know, to be the type of person that you would think would be a good friend, or, you know, loyal friend, or whatever. It just kind of teaches you, you know, you always give everybody a chance, because people will surprise you, and the people that you think can't do things, quite often they can, and in the end, we just gotta give each other a chance. So if that made any sense, good. If not, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm trying to you know, get the point across a little bit kind of clear, and I'm stumbling over my words a little bit, but hopefully that makes sense. But if you've never read the book, I highly recommend reading it. It's kind of one of those things where it's kind of hard to get into too much detail without giving the ending away, so that's part of it. But let's move on. Next question. What is your favorite pipe, tobacco, and drink combination? For me, I mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, My favorite pipe is my Peterson Bent Rhodesian. My favorite blend is Junkyard Dog by Cornell Deal. And the drink pairing is a light beer. Or any light beer or an IPA. Just something nice and cold. So, lastly, favorite place to smoke. My favorite place to smoke is next to the lake, and not just at the lake. You know, one of the lakes in our area. If you when you park and you walk down the path a ways, if you walk about a mile and then you cut into the trees, you get to a point where there's a tiny little pocket, and it's not very big, maybe 30 yards in and about maybe 10 or 20 yards around. But to get there, you have to walk through some pretty heavy trees and heavy brush, and so a lot of people don't go there. But that's my favorite place to smoke a pipe and just sit there and fish, and just, you know, not even care. It's one of those things where it's like you don't even care if you catch anything. You're just there to feel the moment. You know, stare out at the water, the shoreline directly across from that area is just a really nice wooded tree line. It kind of slightly goes up a hill, and then, you know, if you're right there at the right time of night or right time of day and you hit it right as the sun's going down, you just get a beautiful sunset behind it. And that for me is just like the absolute best. You know, have some light music playing low in the background. You know, right when the fireflies are just starting to come out. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that in my book. So, hopefully that wasn't too unbearable. Hopefully I didn't lose you there, but so once again, I do want to say congratulations, OTC Piper, on getting those 100 subs. Very cool. Hopefully I'll be there soon. But again, thank you for, you know, like I said, your comments on some of my videos. I greatly appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to bid everybody a fond farewell. So as always, have a great day, pleasant evening. I'm the Patriot Piper, and I'll see you next time. Later.